All right, good afternoon, fellas. How's it going? Got myself in the house today. Dan
What's
in
happening?
the house with me. Our resident guest, always entertaining. We missed you last week, Mr. Marlin.
Hey, man, I was sick.
Understand.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about being
Shut up.
sick, I'm sure
He had that Rona.
Man, shut up.
coronavirus. No, it was just coronas. But it's March the 21st. I'm sure, without even saying so, we got plenty to talk about today, fellas.
Oh God, yes, it's just a mess out here.
Man, so I can just start off by saying I think it's really important right now that we try to remain calm. There's so many reports. I mean, I look on social media and the updates are literally every probably 5 to 10 minutes. It's a new update on something, whether it's right here locally in our great state of Michigan or nationally. But before we get into all of that, because I'm sure you guys,
Yeah, I'm putting some hand sanitizer on.
I can feel a storm coming on today in the studio. Look like we're gonna have some well debated topics to go over. But before we go into that, just want to talk briefly about how we need to really take this time to focus on the people that's closest to us,
Absolutely.
our loved ones. I'll start off real corny today, but just making sure people know you love them. Some we should be doing all the time, but we know we don't. So let's just be real. But here is yet another opportunity in this short time of 2020 with everything that's happened. I've seen means to say stuff as much as fuck 2020. Let's just go back to 2019.
And see, look what you about
As
to do.
Dan
see,
sneaks and gets the hand sanitizer.
see,
I'm gonna get a little bit myself.
Yeah,
You're
see.
making me nervous.
oh
You had that stuff.
Right. Yeah, you was sick.
Yeah.
man, my son got the flu from his aunt and passed the cold on to me.
That's what
We fine.
All right.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
glad y'all living.
But as I was saying, just really reflect on this time to check on your loved ones and people close to you. Y'all ain't
also
necessarily, I'm going to probably get some in a minute. Y'all don't necessarily have to get together personally, but just reach out to people. We got social media, FaceTime, stream on Facebook, as I'm sure many of you are watching us today. What up, though? But just keep in touch with your loved ones, and I'm sure we're going to get in a bunch of it. So unless you guys got something you want to add to that, let's get it cracking. What are we talking about today, guys?
Hey man, we talking about everybody talking about. Unfortunately, the goddamn virus ain't nothing else to talk about really. I would guess,
That's true.
I mean that seems to be everybody's focus. I'm like, I had to trip out. I'm getting in the car. I got the satellite radio. They done what they do? Oh, now they got a channel directly, just exclusively for the virus. I said, dude, this is done got out of hand.
You was listening to it though.
No, I refuse. I refuse. See what this says.
You think the
I
virus
heard
fake
what
or
it say.
something? Why you refuse
Well,
to watch?
look, it's enough. I'm like, you hear about it, you turn your phone on, or I got smart news on my phone. Every 5 seconds, I'm getting something
Exactly.
coronavirus. So I'm like, it's there. It popped up. It's up on the TV. It's on YouTube. When I turn on my YouTube channel, coronavirus. Or Donald Trump standing there looking stupid, talking something. I'm like, goddamn.
Well, he said either late last night or earlier today. This is some shit that this Obama's fault.
Well,
The coronavirus?
Not the virus itself, but the lack of preparedness as a state, or I'm sorry, as a country that we're in. And, I'm not a big political guy, but I'm like, man, I don't care how much fucking up you say Obama did. Motherfucker, you been in there for almost 4 years. What you mean it's somebody else's fault?
well,
Yeah, I can't get with that one.
Well, like I said, then he keeps calling it the Chinese virus. I'm like, look, man, okay, dude, we owe them people so much goddamn money. I'm like, why are you trying to piss them off? I'm like, yeah,
Oh, he didn't piss off. That's why people fighting over toilet tissue.
you know what? I had to go to the liquor store just to go buy a couple of rolls of toilet paper.
Did you get the single rolls?
Yep.
Damn. I ain't did that since the 80s.
Man, yeah. See,
Had
I'm
to
like,
get a
I'm
single
laughing
roll.
because as a single man, a couple, 2-3 of those, and I'm good to about May or June.
yeah, so. No, I mean I had some stuff. See, I've always been prepared. I had to get some because my ex-wife didn't have no toilet paper. My daughter's like, we don't have. And I said, how the hell y'all run out of toilet paper at the house?
They women.
Yeah, I just
They
leave it
use
at
more
that.
toilet paper than us.
No, my 2 sons live there too. So
But trust me, 2 women will use the equivalents of 5 men worth of tissue per
yeah,
week.
so
I've done my own study. It's
Right.
true.
yeah, then like see
We
what-
love you, ladies.
Then like I said, then we went to Target to get some wipes. There was like
Disinfectant.
there was like a limit on how many of them we could buy. You know, so
They had them.
not the Clorox stuff, but just stuff to clean stuff off with. They had that, but
Okay.
there was a limit on that, so we had to split up the orders on that. You know, my daughter had to get some, then I had to pay for some. And, you know, I said, "Good God Almighty, this is crazy."
Well, I guess it's good in the sense that I think now would be more opportunities for people to get these supplies. So
Well,
you're not the first person that brought that to my attention.
but see,
that-
that's the other thing. I'm like, they running out of everything. I'm like, I have never been to the supermarket and saw what I saw yesterday. I went to Kroger up here on what is this, 10 in Hoover or 11 in Hoover rather. Man, the meat rack was empty.
yeah, it's-
You know, I went into the Dunhams. They out of ammunition.
Oh yeah.
The guns was gone. They used to have, I guess, there was certain ammunition you could just pick up and buy, and then there was some stuff you had to go ask one of the associates to go unlock.
Shotgun shells. You used to get off the shelf.
Yeah, with that and the 223. But yeah, then they had like a lock part where you had to get an associate. That was open, and they was like, just go ahead and get what you want. I said, God damn, this is just crazy. Then there was a lady ahead of me bought a gun and spent $1,000 on ammunition. I said, what the fuck is going on?
Well, we talked about this a few weeks ago, and now it's coming to light. I guess the only good thing I can say about what you first initially started talking about is look like stores are, I guess, rationing out what you can get. So
yeah.
everybody might have a better opportunity to get a little bit. You know, you're just going to have to, right now until we get shut down, which I think we will. I'm sure you guys will talk about that.
Yeah, but
you got to just take advantage of what is available and get something better than nothing.
But you got people like I said driving on my way here. What do they call it now? Social distancing. I'm like, they want you to stay in your house. I watched like about 4 couples out here walking their dogs like ain't shit up. I just said, good God Almighty. And then all the restaurants now are carry out only. Yep. But
that dampens our after podcast.
I don't. Well, no, because what did I send you today that you laughed at? So I'm like, somebody need to call up there because our spot, Twin Peaks, they hosting something this evening.
Oh, okay.
So I'm looking like
they don't pay us any money, so don't bring their name up.
Yeah. Well,
we know who they is.
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn. I'm like, so y'all gonna just say the hell with the 250 ban?
Maybe they only letting 100 or 249 people in.
Well, see, I don't know because I don't know if I sent you that article, but they're making. The police up in Lansing enforced that ban. And
Okay.
I don't know if that's because, what was it, last weekend rather, or they were showing all them college kids.
That was last weekend.
Okay, yes, I guess. I don't
Still
know.
partying once they cancel school.
Yeah, and they at the bar.
in-person classes.
Yeah, I guess they at the bars, and it was like, so I'm
It
looking.
was elbow to elbow in there.
So I'm like, now they making the police enforce that 250 ban. Then I'm like, what the governor activated the the National Guard. So now my son caught up in that mess. So I'm,
Well, at least he
Well, you
ain't
know why
overseas.
she's doing that. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's a little upset. This is just my opinion. Don't hold these thoughts against us as a group. But I don't think the governor shut down the state just yet because we need to be ready for that when that happens. We went from one state on, what was it, maybe Thursday, which
Yeah,
was,
we have 4 states now.
now we're at 5 states.
5 states,
So,
yeah.
it'd be, faster than we can keep up. I know New York,
New York
California,
and them the 2 hardest hit right now.
right, Connecticut, and I want to say Illinois is the 4th as of right now, and the 5th soon to be sounds like it's maybe going to be Ohio. So I'm
But
supposed
see,
to 4.
I still got to think. I'm trying to figure out what kind of setup is this because I'm like, what, Michigan first? When did we first start talking about? When did they start talking about this in Michigan? Was it last week?
Ago.
Couple weeks? Or has it been a couple weeks? Okay. Now all these cases done popped up here. I'm like,
Right.
and everybody's like I guess the first couple of cases. The one chick, was it in Macomb County or Oakland County?
I think one of the first was Oakland County.
Yeah.
You know, she had some travel, and then the one guy, he ain't did no traveling but caught the virus. I'm looking like, what the fuck?
Well, again, I think the reason that the numbers are spiking the way they are, not because so many people are just catching it, because of the amount of testing that's being done, and now they're getting the results back.
Yeah.
By the time we pulled our pants up, it was too late. The horse was, as we like to say, out of the barn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the test started, we probably had, it's probably 600 people.
Yeah, I think they just got
600
tested
plus
last
people
week.
that's getting tested now and
Mm-hmm.
finding out. Every hospital you go to, the lines are pretty long and people getting tested. So, again, we were kind of late to this dance and getting the testing out and the precautions, because people not just catching it that fast. And shame on the media for making it seem that way, which is causing most of the drama.
Right.
But I think that, we're about 2, maybe 3 weeks behind on what we should be reacting to.
Well,
So what I think people can do, since a lot of people stuck at home, declutter your house.
Man,
Take advantage of it while you're there. Since
Man.
you're going to be there, you might
I
as well
wish I
clean
could
the
get a dumpster
motherfucker up.
outside my house right now. There's so much shit I want to throw away.
Yeah, so declutter, straighten
Great
some things
idea.
up, throw some things out,
Yes.
get your house in order. So I think that's one of the things that people should take advantage of, while, we are kind of stuck in the house and quarantining
Exactly.
and things like that.
And the weather, granted, this weekend is kind of cold. It's nice
Right.
to sun out.
now what was it? Yesterday or the day before, it was almost 60. Now I looked at the thermostat in my car. It's what, 36?
Yeah, we're supposed to get snow tomorrow. But it'll be 50 on Monday, so it's all good. But with that being said,
And it's spring though.
I seen it. Well, it's Michigan. We anticipate at least one more good snowstorm. That's just a Michigan thing. We may or may not get it. But with the weather climbing next week, like Dan, you were saying, great point. Start decluttering your house. If you ain't touched that shit in the last, 365 days, throw it away. Everything don't mean that much to you.
Right.
Throw that shit away, man. Get your house in order. Great opportunity to clean. I started cleaning some windows the other day. Get into the spring cleaning.
Yeah.
But do like our mamas used to do back in the day. We're going to treat every morning like it's Saturday morning.
Right.
Once we get stuck in the house, crank that music up, open those blinds up, and get to cleaning.
Yeah, I was cleaning all right. I was cleaning all my guns and sharpening
And
my
if you got
swords.
sativa, take you some sativa. You'll be cleaning like a
Now, what
motherfucker.
you can't shoot a gun and have a sword.
I can have them all readily available.
Okay.
Hey, I ain't mad at him. What else you think about over there, Dan?
I'm thinking this guy ridiculous, man. Why you got swords and guns? I know why you got them, but let's talk about the police situation with officers. I mean, you probably lost a shift, maybe a shift or so of officers, getting sick with the coronavirus or exposed to it.
I don't know. Well, they said, what is it, 157? So that does equivalent a
When I
shift.
heard about it 2 days ago, they reported 80 officers were being quarantined. But like everything else,
but that's
more
like-
testing,
but see, a
more
lot-
results. We're
and a
close
lot-
to 200 now.
And see, a lot of that wasn't the department mandating it. It was just them people just taking it upon themselves just not to come to work.
Exactly.
But like I said, my only beef with, and I don't have a problem with that. I'm like, they've been short of staff, hell, since, before I retired. So ain't nothing new. This kind of reminds me of back when I came on, like when they had that tornado that hit the 10th precinct, and they had to, do the activation. And what was that back in 2000? Was that 2000?
That might have been 90 when you come on.
That was in 97.
Yeah, the tornado.
That was a tornado. Then the blackout was in what,
That was in
2005?
2004.
2004. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, nah.
I remember that well.
Yeah, I do too. This is kind of on those levels, but I think it's getting a little worse, and I really don't think the department can handle it. This just, you got, like I said, half the department has less than 5 years, so you got a bunch of youngsters out there that don't know what the fuck they doing. That's why I was kind of upset with the chief earlier this week, putting it on the news that he's telling his officers to be lax on misdemeanor arrest. I'm like, motherfucker, you could have just sent out a teletype within the department. That was not nothing that the public needed to know about. I'm like, you already got a department that don't know what the hell they doing. And now you going to sit up here and, let the
So
criminals
you
know.
say that to say your concern is
I'm like, motherfucker, you always talking all this stuff about being transparent, but like I said, number one, you stop putting everything on the fucking news. Everybody, we all know you, Mr. Hollywood from California. Everybody know what the fuck you look like. You don't have to get on the news and radio to tell every goddamn thing. Some things need to just be kept in the house. You know,
I can agree with that. I can't even argue with you on that one.
I know when I first heard about it, I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
It kind of set in a little bit of panic.
You know, and that's why I'm like, just, dude, keep some stuff to yourself. I'm like, and like I said, I'm not the only one. I'm like, people that don't even live in Detroit. And I'm like, well, if you listening, people know, and they complain about you go on the TV too much. So maybe you need to just sit down somewhere sometimes. God damn.
So I know Craig is probably out there listening. Hopefully you got that message from Mr. Marley here. Stop talking so damn much.
He ain't listening.
No, he ain't listening to me. But no, but
I ain't saying he listening to you, but he hear you.
But no,
you got a lot of followers out there.
But he knows.
Listening.
But he knows me because when I was still with the department and I ran into him, he was like, "Oh, that's the officer that cussed me out at the union meeting." So he knows who I am.
He know your face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're proud of that.
Yes, I am.
That ain't nothing to be proud of.
Look, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I'm like, look, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So I'm always gonna be the one out there fighting and saying, you know, when some shit is fucked up.
I appreciate you doing that, man.
You know,
I appreciate it, but I don't care if he on TV. I just think he need to keep his mouth shut about policy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't gonna do something, you don't need to. I agree with you that he don't need to tell the world what he not gonna do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That just don't make sense to me.
Well, you know, what you gonna do?
I'm thinking that maybe he's being transparent like that. And you guys know better than I do, because in this day and age, anything that you try to keep under your hat and try to keep it close to the vest, when it finally does come out, which we know it will, I think a lot of politicians right now are concerned about the backlash. And I know that as a chief of police I consider it to be a political type of position.
Oh, it is.
He
it
appointed,
is.
So you know,
exactly.
but he ain't. There's no backlash against him that I can see.
But I just think, they try to get out in front of everything so they don't get caught with their pants down.
Well, you know what?
I personally agree with the both of you. I didn't need to know that it was at the time damn near 100 officers might not be available. I immediately. Checked to see if I was locked and loaded and got the hell out of Detroit.
The shift already short.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they do mandatory 4 cars or what they do.
They try. You know, but like I explained once before, it's a job, and there's a union, and there's a contract, and when management tries to violate, So I'm like, okay, I get that there's an emergency, and I tell a lot of people, this ain't none of them goddamn movies. You know, these people are, these people had lives outside of that job.
Right.
And, the public got to understand that. I'm like, hey, I wouldn't want to be at work and my loved ones at home sick. Are you worried about all this bullshit? Use your sick time. Fuck it. It's yours to use.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Well, I think that I can't have all of the police saying, fuck it, I need them to protect and serve.
Right.
Man, I'm going to tell you.
And this is a great opportunity.
I'm going to tell you like I tell everybody else, you ain't never seen protect and serve on the side of any Detroit police car.
Hey, well, I will try to give them the benefit of the doubt, and this is most definitely a time. And people will get to see, and I don't consider myself to be a prophet, but I would say over the next couple of weeks, there's going to be a great growing appreciation for what our civil servants have to do in the community, because I just feel like we're going to go to a statewide lockdown.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Too many states is doing it, and it's going to be a really true test. If we have to go 2 weeks with people being locked down and not being able to, this the city of Detroit, the home of the hustler, when we can't get out there and do what we do the way we do it, things are going to get stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, this is where I like to play conspiracy theories or devil's advocate. I'm like, now you just said, lockdown for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Who's to say it ain't gonna be? Who's to say it won't be longer? Because, like I said, I've got
I'll say a minimum of 2 weeks.
Well, like I said,
I'm just saying after 2 weeks is when the desperation will most definitely be at its highest points.
Right.
Well, like I said, I got some connects with the CDC and some other folks.
Well, that's why you're here. We know you connected.
What they told you? You sold all your stock too?
No, I ain't selling no stocks. What I'm just
fine.
saying. No,
Just
what I'm
saying.
what I
Oh,
no,
break
what I'm
it down
saying
for
is,
us.
you know, everybody thinks
What you
this is
saying?
supposed to be just a couple of weeks or maybe a hell. They talking about this going to go on to the end of the year or maybe into 2021.
Damn, you talking about being at home all year?
You see what they done did? Like I said,
Man, people can't afford no shit.
oh, I
like
know that. Well, that you know, I
I
know.
mean, think about it.
That's why. Why you think they shut off them? They stopped the evictions. Like I said,
So what them people supposed to do about their money?
who you telling? I guess they going to. I don't know.
That $1,000 check ain't gonna cover the
Well,
rent for
well, I-
10 houses. I saw somebody had. You might have sent me that one. Did you send me? I don't know if you. Sent
I
me
don't
that.
know, man. I be sending so
But-
much shit.
but
That's
to
a
guy-
great point. Break it down.
Yeah, guy say he got 10 houses. They cut eviction off, and he like people know they can't get evicted. They not gonna pay their rent.
Oh no, they're not.
Well, no, I was talking to a friend of mine. You
They
know,
don't have a job. They don't have nobody to pay it.
Well, yeah, they ain't got no money.
you know,
either, so.
she brought up a valid point. She's like, well, when this is over, and she's like, yeah, they can't evict us now, but I'm like, them people gonna want their money when this is over with.
all that back rent.
And I said, yeah, I know that, but I'm like, I know they don't expect you to pay it all back in one lump sum. I said, well, the government gonna have to fix something about that.
Man, you can't put people in that kind of hole and expect them to
Oh,
come
well,
out
I
of
mean,
it when they already
But
struggling.
like I said, shit, you already, like I said, up at the tech center I work at, all for a week already because somebody tested positive, you know, for the fucking virus. So they done shut down the whole goddamn plant. You know, I mean, what you gonna do? I get, you know, or like I said, well, I want to know where this $1,000 for every family coming from. See, this is the shit I'm talking about. They just making up, they just fucking printing money and passing it out.
Your son, you
They
always
can do that.
talking about your youngin. That's coming from any money he was going to expect to see from our government.
yeah, they,
Unless we continue to sell drugs and do other shit on the side as a country,
right.
they got to borrow it from someplace.
I mean,
but right
they,
now,
they
this
can
is what we
print
call
all the
a-
money they want and put it into
pandemic.
circulation.
Yeah, sending us a check, hopefully a tax-free check, which wouldn't make sense to tax it. At
Oh
this
yeah, no,
point.
it's supposed to be tax free. I'm like, how you gonna say you gonna give me $1,000? Then, you know, I'm looking at the check and say $740.
Right.
You know, so
I don't know, man. I probably won't get the check.
Me
so
neither.
I ain't even.
I'm not
thinking
even-
about it.
I'll need.
Well, I
I'm
heard
not
you
even.
got to be, and again, you know, so many rumors out there. But what I'm hearing is a couple of things. I'm hearing that in order to get the check, you have to be did some, you know, filed your taxes, not for 2019. You know, obviously because
Right.
you know they've extended that deadline to July last. I
July.
heard.
Yes, to July.
But 18 and 17, so you need some tax history of filing taxes.
Right.
Not a matter if you owe or got paid.
See,
or
that's
whatever.
and that's some bullshit too. I'm looking like,
I
look, you
think-
promised it to everybody.
I
Give them
think,
the fucking money.
I think, well, they got to figure out who and how to give it to, you know, because of those type of things.
Oh
But
damn, that's what I left at home.
I know we, you know, they're trying to get a check out as early as 2 weeks from now. The
See,
first
that's
week
why
of
they
April.
want you to fill out that census thing. Cause did you get that in the mail?
Oh, absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
sure
What,
everybody's
they
got
gonna
that.
give you a check if you filled out the census?
Now, I'm like, hell, they talking about this mandated that you do it. Yeah, as you said, I'm not filling that shit out. And then, yeah.
Why
Okay.
you not filling it out?
It ain't none of their goddamn business how many people in my house or whether I'm black
Who
or
you
a
got in your
man.
house?
You don't think they already know your black
Oh,
ass
what-
stay over there where you stay?
Oh, well, they probably do. That's why I'm like, what the fuck you need me to fill out this paper to co-sign what you already know?
Hey, that's why we got to get that guest we're going to talk to in here. So
Well, see, I didn't
can
see.
better
Well, see, I
understand that
was.
as we move
See,
forward.
I was being lazy today. I ain't feel like getting up and going to get
it's
them
all
either.
good.
So,
We'll get
That's
them in
all right.
here.
So student loan payments is cut. The interest is cut.
Okay.
You know, you ain't got to pay your loan. That interest will accrue.
yeah. See,
So don't let that happen while
Yeah.
you are not paying your student loans because
See.
it'll hit you in the
see
on
that
the
and
back
that's
end.
some bullshit too. Because I'm like,
So the interest not being frozen as of right
Hell
now?
no.
they
And
don't.
then,
No,
like
they
I
not
said, for
doing
people
I'm
that.
like-
talking about any interest going forward, not previous.
Oh
interest.
no.
But see, now
The interest still gonna roll. You don't have to pay it right now.
Okay.
Well, see, we
0%.
we going all over the place. They see, but I want to bring something about them student loans too. They had a program for people like me and Dan. You know, if you did 10 years of the military and law enforcement, they were supposed to forgive your shit.
Oh, they forgave mine.
Okay, well,
Thank you, U.S. government. I
No, well,
appreciate you.
they didn't forgive mine because I didn't use whatever companies.
I don't know. what
No,
you
it would
did wrong.
no. There was only certain student loan companies,
Okay.
and I didn't. Unfortunately, none of my loans was through any of the companies that the government was saying, "Okay, we gonna forgive your shit." I said,
That sounds like some bullshit. to me.
exactly.
Maybe you should make a phone call.
Well,
or
no,
something.
it was me. It was me, our boy Chuck, and O'Leary. You know, yeah, we all had loans through companies that the government wasn't using. So, we ain't excluding y'all. So I'm like, We all got over 10 years of being the police. I said, I'm a fucking veteran too. What the fuck?
So you put that on the application?
Yes, they don't give a shit. No, I ain't put what the fuck. Maybe I should.
No, I ain't saying that. I'm saying that you put your work history and everything on the application.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So hey man, I don't know, man. That's some shit I would be mad about.
Yeah. See. No, you in that loop now. See, because thanks to 9/11, you got that good government job. They created Homeland Security. With that bullshit. So you in the loop now.
What loop?
Before you get into that loop you talk about,
I ain't
for
in no
anybody
loop.
that just
Know what he
recently
talking
joined us,
about.
anybody that's been on here with us since we started out, so discombobulated with the current state of affairs, we forgot to tell
yeah, we
people how
sure
they
did.
can get in touch with us. So Dan, you can just take a quick moment
That's
and
quite all right. They
and-
can
and
get in
let
touch
people
with
know
us.
how they
If
get in
you
touch
can
with
reach us on social media at Athena Protection Service. Or if you have an inquiry that you want to do some business, you can reach us on our 1-800 number at 800-951-4866. That's 1-800-951-4866. Or reach us on our website at athenaprotections.com.
and our sponsor.
The sponsor is Athena Protection Foundation, and the primary function of that foundation is to support crime victims, giving them the support they need, either through any monetary or counseling support that we can give them. And you can reach Athena Protection Foundation through any social media platform at Athena Protection Foundation, or you can reach us on our website at athenaprotectionfnd.org.
Awesome, man. Hit that like button and that share button, folks. So back to what we was talking about, guys. You were saying, Dan?
We've
What
been
was I
all over the
saying?
place.
Well, he was talking about student loans, but I'm past that because
No,
mine is handled.
Yeah, yours is happening. No,
He's the one with the problem.
No, he's talking about you being in the federal government loop.
I'm not in the loop.
That's what they tell him to tell us.
I'm not in the loop, man.
That's hush hush.
But I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with why the loan got discharged. But hey, man, that's something you need to handle.
Well, this was a couple of years back. We all, like I said, ain't none of us. We all was sitting there looking stupid after that.
Yeah.
So.
But last you heard, so student loans are being frozen right now, but the interest will accrue.
they took them to 0% right now, and then the interest it'll still roll.
Okay, so either one of you guys heard about speaking of financials and things of that nature? I know the housing economy is going through a lot, just like every other business. From what I'm understanding is they're trying to get your major mortgage companies to take and give you these, say, next 90 days and putting that to the back end of your loan to give you opportunity. Have you guys heard anything about that, and what's your thoughts on it?
I didn't hear about it, but
I didn't either. I
heard a little bit, but I don't know if that interest still gonna roll while they waiting that 90 days out. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, within reason, like you said, with the student loans,
Right.
most definitely the interest would probably acute, but it would still give you opportunity to not have to worry about making that payment. Again, folks out there listening to us, we're not saying don't pay any of your bills, but I will say, just as we've said today,
well, they ain't
I
shutting
say
nothing
2
off,
weeks.
So.
Marlon say, shit, it might be another 9 months before we see the end of this. We know that it'll have long-term effects on the economy as a whole, moving forward.
Yeah, well.
But a great opportunity for you to do some research and try to get some information. But at a minimum, you need to be reaching out to, your mortgage company and anybody you normally pay. And,
Well, clearly they don't care because I just got an email. Well, the attorney I had when I was doing my family court thing, they still taking out money because I'm like, here's a receipt. Thank you for your payment. I'm like,
oh, yeah, that's an attorney. So, before you start
You got to
stressing
pay that.
out, just reach out to, some of your bill collectors and try to make arrangements. It can't hurt.
See,
Let me see the sanitizer.
no.
It can't hurt for you to reach out and see what type of things they're offering.
Right.
Because I think over and beyond stressing out about just getting sick and being able to protect your home and being able to keep food in your house, those bills we all know, and especially in our community, Them fuckers will get paid
Right.
at some point.
Well,
I ain't gonna stress out about it.
Got another email from FedEx. They talking about effective immediately. We won't require you to physically sign for your deliveries in the U.S. It's just another way we're focused on safety above all, now and always. That's a good God Almighty. Something.
They're just gonna leave the package as usual.
They just gonna leave the package there and be like, "Fuck it."
They already doing that. They just know how to ring that bell and get back to the truck before you can get up to see.
Then,
Okay, so
I was looking. My financial advisor sent me some stuff because I know everybody was when we just talking about your stocks and whatnot. Well, according to mine,
Don't even look at them if you don't have to.
No, they saying don't be scared, don't sell everything now. I'm looking like, what the fuck you want me to do?
If you sell it now,
don't waste your time selling it now. You just gonna take loss.
Yeah,
So that don't really make sense. And Marlon just mentioned that the grocery store was still empty. If your freezer full and you got toilet paper at home, don't be a fucking asshole. Quit buying everything.
Yeah, I kind of alluded to that earlier about
people
they're
get paid
rationing.
at certain times, and we keep talking about this. Everybody don't have money to just run out and get stuff, so they have to wait on their checks to come or their payments
That's real
to drop.
talk.
So don't be a fucking asshole. Quit buying everything up.
Well, I was gonna be an asshole and go buy a freezer and put it in my garage, but
No, don't be one of them people. You just
What you gonna put in the freezer?
some meat,
he
motherfucker.
gonna go to the meat section and buy everything. Don't be a fucking asshole.
wanna go buy-
People consider other people.
Well, I ain't gonna buy everything. I ain't fucking what's his name?
Rockefeller.
No, Chef Ramsay. I ain't that. I look, so it ain't like I'm gonna be shit, man. Look, just give me a couple of steaks, some hot dogs, some hamburgers, shit.
Hey, this is a great time for you to learn how to be a vegetarian.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I'll go to this fool's house. He always be having all the goddamn food.
And what's his address? Let's put that on
Yeah.
there. Just kidding.
I got a little bit, but
Yeah,
I ain't got so much where I'm just hoarding it, or I don't have a freezer full of stuff in my garage.
Oh, no.
I don't have that kind of stuff. I got what I need. You know
Like
what
I
I'm
said, no,
saying?
my refrigerator's full. I might have to go stock up on some milk again, but other than that, I'm good. So.
Yeah, people out of control, man. Just get what you need and go the fuck home.
Like I said, the meat aisle was empty. Again, when I went to Kroger's, they got, I don't know why. Well, no, they got the baby food on one side, and then they got the paper towel and toilet papers on the other. It was all gone, all of it. I'm looking like, God damn. But then they got all these sticky notes or whatever up there for when they do have the stuff. 2 rolls per person. 2 pack. I'm looking like, God damn.
All
I
right.
said, this shit is ridiculous.
Something else. Why people are off? If you don't have any fucking goals for your life, you probably should sit down and write some for
That's a
yourself.
great point. So break that down for us, Dan.
So what I'm saying is, if you don't, especially for those of you that are close to retirement, if you don't know what that number is where you can maintain your current lifestyle in retirement, you need to figure that out. Figure out what it is that you need to do to make sure that when you retire, you can maintain your lifestyle, or know that if you can't, then you got to downsize and you might have to move. You might have to give up some things. So while you're at home and you have a little bit of time on your hands, take a good look at yourself and your life and what you have and where you want to be, and try to forecast the things that you need so that you can work on those things while you're at home, while you got a little time on your hands. So if you need to
I'm sure there's some social media, or I
that's
should
excellent.
say social
Right.
media. But
Or what I would say is get the fuck off of social media and read a goddamn
and that's
book.
what I was going to say. Some
Right.
research on
So if you need
online
to-
that you can get.
If you need to start investing to help yourself in the near future, or if you need to learn how to do something, pick up a book, learn how to do it. Or
The
if you
research is right there available on these smart devices.
use your time wisely. Don't use it all on Facebook fighting with people, arguing about politics, or playing Grand Theft Auto. Don't waste all your time doing those things.
Hey man, I like Grand Theft Auto.
I am going to get my million off Grand Theft Auto tonight. Trust me.
Yeah, see,
But
see,
all I'm
see.
saying is, if you don't have a plan in place, get one.
Great point.
So what do y'all think about all this price gouging people doing?
They need to be.
They need to be prosecuted to the
Yeah.
fullest.
They
Not
need to be handled.
Now I talked to an attorney, but I know you guys saw this on the news earlier this week about Action Impact.
in regards to selling weapons and only ammo to people buying weapons?
Yeah, I said that's the biggest load of shit. I'm like, why I gotta buy a gun to buy some motherfucker? Do you know how many guns I got in my house? I don't need nothing from y'all. I just need some fucking ammunition.
They say you gotta buy a gun to get some
You gotta
ammo?
buy, yeah.
That's crazy.
But you know what? See, I'm not gonna mention on it, but like I said, the guy that owns that place, and this is why I'm shocked.
Police officer.
He's an ex-police officer,
sheriff or something
and
like
an
that.
attorney. No, he's a retired lieutenant or commander from Oakland County Sheriff's Department.
Yep.
And I'm looking like, dude, you don't give no discounts to law enforcement. Your shit is super expensive. I'm like, goddamn, and I'm like, well, see, I just use the range, but most of our listeners are silly, I'm like, you can go somewhere else and get the stuff that they selling for somewhere else cheaper. But like I said, my thing is, at least a couple of other places in Westland and whatnot, they give law enforcement and retired law enforcement and military, they give them a discount. He don't. I'm like, dude.
Then don't shop there.
Oh, I don't. I just,
that's-
the only reason I go there is to practice.
right.
Because it's just around the corner from the house. But other than that, nah, man. But I'm like, that shit on the news, I'm like, that should tell y'all something right there. I hate to say this about another cop, but that's wrong. I'm like, dude, how the fuck you trying to make some extra money? I'm like, look, man.
You shouldn't hate to say anything about another cop
Well,
if it ain't right.
Well, that's why I'm saying something. I hate to, but I'm just saying. I'm like, dude, that's wrong.
And
You gotta
we'll stick to just talking about the individual as a cop, because again, I don't give anybody any radio play on my broadcast if they ain't paying me. So
Right.
we'll
I
just
can't. Well, I'm like,
speak
shit.
to that person as that ex-sheriff.
Well, yeah. Well,
that has a business.
but that's why I ain't say his name. But hell, I'm like, don't go there. I'm like, he ain't doing folks right. Shit.
Absolutely.
That's all I got to say on that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't buy any guns from there. I've never bought any guns from there.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you got access to base, you can get a good deal. For those veterans out there listening, you go on base and get yourself a gun, and you'll get a discount.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. So
Oh, they sell them. They sell them over there where you work at.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that.
They cheaper.
Did not know that.
Yes, sir.
Goddamn. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to bring
Do
my
your
ass.
research out there, folks.
I'm gonna have to bring my ass out there. I'm like, I just thought that was the place to get the cheap liquor.
Once
Didn't
again,
you just say you had a lot of guns?
You can never have enough.
Okay. Isaac Hayes.
So how you guys doing with sports being gone? Let's talk about that for a
I'm
bit.
good, man.
That's crazy. And what I wanted to say about that. What was it at first? What was the NCAA? They was they were still gonna do the games. They just wasn't gonna let nobody attend. I was hoping I'm glad they did what they did. But I was like, see, that just tells me right there. I said, you know what? Them colleges don't give a fuck about them kids.
They don't.
That ain't nothing new.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm like, if don't nobody's. I'm like, you should go ahead and let them kids get some endorsements while they doing what they doing. And then, like I said, that shit, I'm like, okay, y'all need to put a stop to all of this. I'm like, at what point is this country going to say enough is enough? Y'all need to start doing right by them or just start doing right, period. I'm like, somebody getting paid.
They just want to see the game.
Right. I'm like, then that's my thing with everything. I'm like, nobody, everybody is selfish. It's all about me, 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 me. I'm like, we got to focus on being united as a country.
That's
or
the
just
world we live in.
Well,
It's
yeah,
me first,
yeah,
then everybody else.
Yeah, I know that. And I said, see what
At
that's
least in
getting.
this country, for sure.
Well, it is. And I'm like, and look at this situation that we in. See what that's getting us right now. See what that's getting. We got to come together. And I don't know what the fuck it's gonna take. Maybe this is it.
This might be it. I was gonna say.
Maybe this is it. I don't know, but I'm like, we got to come together. Fuck color, fuck whether you like dudes and chick or whatever. I'm like,
Your political stance.
Yeah, I'm like, if y'all motherfuckers don't like Trump, so what? But the man's in the White House, so you got to support his ass while he in there. Shit. So just make the motherfucker do what he's supposed to.
Yeah. I'm with you, man.
Yeah,
but as
yeah.
far as sports, I just put my 2K on and let it play by itself, and I just watch the game.
That's what fantasy football is for. Because I'm pretty sure that's still going on right now as well.
Yeah.
So,
No, ain't no fantasy football because ain't no football.
Right. But yeah,
goddamn, even the fake shit got shut off too.
Yeah, it's
I don't
got to
know.
be some real stuff to pretend off for the fake to work. Fantasy football is basically you taking on being a general manager and building you a team based off of the active players that are playing, and you score
but ain't
points.
nobody playing.
You score points based off of how they do each week.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
No fantasy
That's 'cause you watch
sports
Star
right
Trek.
now.
That's why you don't know nothing about that.
Okay, well, no, because I'm not a gambler, so I like that
You couldn't
requires.
gamble because the casinos
Well, yeah, the
officially closed yesterday or
casinos
today.
closed. Yep.
That's
All,
too bad.
what is it? I didn't even know we had 21 casinos.
Then
in Michigan.
Oakland County shut down all the playgrounds and the malls today at 3:00. So
Damn.
I'm like, so yeah.
So what they gonna do about these door dashers out there? They gonna still be able to get that money or what?
That's probably one of the most looked after things right now. But what I'm hearing is
that's working.
it's hard for people who aren't already signed up to sign up, because you got to think about it. We went from, just Art Van alone, a couple thousand people right here in Metro Detroit. Then you talk about all of the other places, your dine-in restaurants that can't be open now. Those
One of our local pizza joints has now gone exclusively. Well, today, for the weekend, they're doing free delivery. And since they ain't paying us, or we ain't pay, I won't mention their names, but somebody they doing exclusive delivery for the weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
I might go ahead and give me one of them today. I got food, but I don't know. Do I want a pizza today?
You might want a pizza today, just to have something different.
Yeah.
No, actually, I want to go to our joint, but I don't. Yeah, well, I don't. I might have to call them and see what's what, because I'm still a little concerned about that Google thing that popped up on my phone that I sent you today.
Okay. Yeah, you should be. You should be. It might be a little late.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it might be a little late.
Yeah, see, I don't know if it's because of that virus. See, I was trying to get you, a friend of yours a little money to take care of something for me, but
Boy.
it's some babysitting shit,
Okay.
boy. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. So what's happening?
So what? I'm like, hell, ain't nothing happening. That's the fucked up thing. Ain't nothing happening.
I
Ain't
will
nothing
tell
happening.
you guys right now, as a single man, this is tough.
Yeah,
It's only been a few days, feel like months, just thinking about moving forward and the situation. You really get to know yourself, literally, in these type of situations. But with that, I'll also say, guys and girls, be careful out there, because in these type of droughts, you tend to get desperate and you send those, hey, how you been doing during this virus, Texas, that you don't need to send.
Not me, man. Fuck that.
I'm trying to preach to you now before it get bad. I know those urges outweigh, I like to say, your sense of reality, but don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't go back to doing shit you shouldn't be doing because you're lonely right now. And I'm just not talking to you ladies, because fellas, you liable to get a little bit of sauce in you and start typing and texting. You don't need to be typing and texting. So this is time to really get to understand yourself.
Hey, you know what?
Continue a workout regimen. If you didn't already have one,
I drunk text my ex-wife, but I ain't even ask for no ass or nothing like that. We were just having a conversation. I was like,
That's how it start.
No, motherfucker, no. That's
When is the remarriage?
No.
I'll stand up in your wedding, man.
No, fuck you, man. No, that's not happening. No, I ain't had none of that pussy in over 2 decades. So I'm like, yeah,
It's about due.
Yeah, it's been marinating for you.
No, motherfucker.
Shout out to the ex.
No, I done seen what she was fucking since me, so I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
So
you say to that the weeks start creeping up on you.
Okay, again, there are other. Let's see, I have other candidates.
Okay.
Take care of that. So
Right.
no, that
Call
no.
your babysitter.
Well, we got a big audience. I don't want to get Mr.
No,
Marlin in trouble. So, as I was saying, this is a great opportunity for you to start a workout routine. There's tons of things you can do at home, especially with the gym being closed.
Friend.
You can look for YouTube videos to help you.
They got
even
yoga.
No, I was what I watch on YouTube a lot now is y'all ever watch that lingerie football?
Oh, I'm a huge fan of that.
Oh God, yes, man. Yeah,
I've seen a clip or two, but I ain't never sat down.
Because they
and
out there
watched
trying
it.
to play football for real.
They trying to play football.
It's not about looking cute. They're trying to knock each other's head off.
They trying to play football for real and ain't got on no goddamn clothes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that
Yeah,
out.
you got to, yeah. Yeah, that's
I
some
have to
good,
check that out.
that's some good shit. I just wish some titties would pop out at one time. I just that
Hey, you gotta look at another channel for that.
Yeah,
It ain't gonna be on the
Well,
football league.
But
yeah,
yeah,
they
but
probably got on sports bras or something, right?
Not
they-
really.
No,
Not
no,
really?
no,
Oh.
no. When I say
When you say lingerie, you really mean that, huh?
dude. Yes, they.
I mean, they got on shoulder pads.
they got on
so
they got
oh,
on they got
okay.
on protective equipment,
Uh-huh.
but
helmets,
yeah, the shorts
but
are
they tackling.
yeah, the
Okay.
shorts is the shorts is thongs, ass cheeks is hanging out, and they wearing bikini type, well not bikini with the sport bra type,
Okay.
shit like that. So the more well endowed women,
That's
good.
your
Yeah.
recommendation for what people should be doing. While
Well,
they're
I'm
locked in the
recommending that
house.
for the men or maybe the ladies that like ladies. Yeah, y'all need to be watching some lingerie football.
Okay.
For some great workout tips again. If you need some more, keep you going more than
just
that.
well, just like Granddad said on the Boondocks, my workout, watching them Billy Blanks demos for free. That's my workout right there.
For those of you that need to
You
look,
just old for mentioning Billy Blank.
for those of you that need a little more stimulation, talking about stimulation packages. Wow. But for those of you that, again, we talked about just kind of recapping and going over some things that we did talk about that I feel might
Right.
be important to some of y'all.
Coronavirus madness.
Is get your house clean. We talked about that.
Declutter.
Decluttering, looking at your finances, and write down a game plan on what you think you may or may not need to retire.
Right.
This is a great opportunity to think about downsizing if you need to, especially with the economy going to be in what we consider to be a tailspin for who knows how long. Some people saying 2 weeks. I don't think 2 weeks is going to be a true tell to anything that's going on. We also talked about, reaching out to loved ones, keeping in touch with friends and family, people you may not have talked to forever. Now you got this extra time.
Right.
Keep in touch with those people. Use these social apps if possible to do some actual FaceTiming with people or, things of that nature.
Gas your vehicles up too, since gas is so cheap right now as well. There's no reason why you should have an empty tank. Everybody should be topped off.
Most definitely, get some gas because the prices are. I haven't paid under $2 so many times in a row for gas,
Man,
and
it's
I
like
don't know
about
how long.
it's like about $1.60 in our neighborhood.
It's, again, due to where we like to shop with the savings, I paid $1.56 for some gas
That's pretty good, man.
earlier this week. So
Yeah,
I'm still, unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, I guess I should be happy, but I'm still happy to work full time right now based off of where I work. And I'm not comfortable with it. I visit people in their homes. I'm in a big retail box that's I don't feel is being cleaned at the rate that it needs to be cleaned for me to be safe. And with that being said, companies, reacting to this virus either with greed or just
that's
being
all it is.
naive to things going on. What you guys think about upcoming lawsuits based off of this?
Oh,
virus?
it's gonna come, and they gonna have to give up some money, and this job situation. I don't know was going on. My daughter went from working 5 days a week to 2 days. So.
And she's supposed to pay her bills off that?
Well, she lived with her mama, so
I'm just saying.
But
They
yeah,
don't know where she living at.
but I'm looking into that. Now my son is in the security industry, so until the National Guard actually makes him do some, I don't know how that works full time. With he's still working, but I'm looking like. Then my other son went, well, we gonna leave the aspiring musician alone. So,
Yeah, man. I mean, there's people out here working. I'm still working. And this.
well, again, I'm not because they done shut the plant down. So.
Right.
And for those of you that
But
at
are you
home,
they paying you or no? They
Yeah.
paying y'all?
I don't. Well, that's something we got to talk about off. But yeah. But no, like I continue to say, I get a pay.
Just in case.
I get a paycheck not to go to work.
Okay.
So
All right. Okay.
money coming in, but
right.
so.
As long as you take care of it, that's all that matters.
so that's another great point. Why you got people at home, whether you're getting paid or not getting paid. Try not to do so much eating of your so-called supplies of food,
Right.
because you're at home bored. That's why I talked about working out and those things. I know I've got a teenager at home, school's out now, going into his second week, starting this upcoming week, and
they talking
not
about
doing all of the ripping and running I was doing because school's in, but I think it's not even a benefit because of the amount of food that's being ate.
You brought up a good point with that, because some schools talking about they done, the year is over. They not even. So I'm looking like,
so what they gonna do? With people
what
that's
they gonna
graduating?
right? I'm like, what they gonna do? Like I said, all these high school seniors thinking they supposed to graduate in June. What's going on?
They graduating next January, 2021 player.
Those are some questions that ought to be interesting. I feel horrible for the kids. I know for a fact with my son and the sports, they were deep in. They were actually in the finals, and game was canceled. The day before, or maybe even the morning of the game that was supposed to go on. So for senior sports athletes in high school and even in collegiate level, it's kind of a wrap for those people, and I feel horrible for them. But just thinking back to the schooling, that ought to be interesting. These are things that, like you said, we haven't thought about. I agree with you, Merlin. There's no way this is just something that's going to be a 2-week thing and it's over. So just take the advice that we've talked about today at a minimum. And anything that people come up with that you think will be beneficial, because as long as we can, we'll continue to broadcast.
Right.
And give you, hopefully today you heard some out of our gibberish.
Yeah,
that you
or
could
like
use.
do some research, because I think the
Great point.
I think the last pandemic that affected the entire world was like what the Spanish flu, and that was like what the early maybe it was the early 20th century, like right the 1918s, 1920. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, look that up and look and see what the world was doing then. Maybe, like I said, yeah, it's antiquated, but I'm like, look and see what they were doing back then, and some of that stuff is relevant now. Because like I said, if you don't fucking look at your history, you're doomed to repeat it. So
absolutely,
look and see what was going on in the world back then when they were doing that. So that too. And then on a lighter note, why the fuck all three of us wearing sunglasses? Were we doing some heavy drinking or some shit before we came in here?
Well, we all agreed the last time the three of us were here.
That's what we saying.
I wear sunglasses every show.
I just got them on today.
That's just my motto.
No, this is just the superstar over here.
I mean, as the host, I get to choose how I will be represented, and I wear sunglasses because it's always bright in my future.
Yeah.
But man, wow,
But no, I'm wearing these because these are prescription and I can't find my glasses. So
I don't believe you.
You don't believe me? What?
That you can't find your glasses. I believe they prescription.
Dude, I've lost a pair.
I believe he can't find them.
Yeah, I've lost a pair of glasses. So yeah,
declutter.
At 48, I'm still like a goddamn kid. Then lost a pair of glasses. So
that's all right.
Yeah, well, no, that's my fault. There's $1,000 floating around out there somewhere.
Declutter.
Yeah. No, they ain't at home.
Oh, you just lost them in the street. They ain't no excuse for that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, man, we getting to the end of the podcast.
Right.
Anything else you guys got weighing heavy on your mind? We got a couple of minutes here before we sign off.
I just want everybody to be prepared. You don't have to, hoard and, be selfish and not think about your fellow man, but everybody. I'm like, look, be prepared.
Right.
For those of us, well, I just want to work out and I don't want to be depressed. I'm like, okay, when you get it's not about being depressed. It's about being informed and being able to protect your family. Like I said, this is a fucked up time we in. Any news that comes out, read it. Because, like I said, you got to protect your family. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, you're gonna be looking stupid when it's like, oh shit, you can't rely on the government to protectionist. You want to take some things in your own hand. I'm like, hell, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, shit, we got some property up north. I got a trailer. Shit, I might pack my little one up and
Might not be a bad idea.
go run up there, stay in the trailer.
Dan, any last thoughts?
Declutter, get your life in order.
Absolutely.
If you don't know what your future is going to look like, don't leave it up to chance. Put your future in your own hands, is what I always say. So if you don't have any goals, any plans, make some. And I have had a fantastic time with the extra time on my hands arguing with people on Facebook. It has been beautiful.
Social media is the devil. Fuck that. I ain't arguing with these dumbass people.
Been the devil.
I'm not arguing with these dumbass people out here.
Social media exposes a high level of morons in this world.
Yeah, it gives morons a goddamn soapbox.
Absolutely.
It has been a great time with people posting satire. Hey, pay attention to what you're posting and where it's coming from.
Right.
That's
well, we
all
could
I'm
get
gonna
into
say.
a whole nother broadcast on that.
I've had a good time with that.
So,
I'm gonna go home and go look at Trina's big ass on the internet. That's what I'm gonna go do.
So
Don't
again,
do that,
guys,
sir.
thank you for your time today. Dan, let's bring it on home and tell our listeners one last time how they can get in touch with us.
One last time, you can get in touch with us on any social media platform at Athena Protection Service. Just look us up, check out our YouTube page. All of our podcasts are there, and any other educational videos that's relevant to what we're talking about, we throw those up there too. Like and subscribe.
Absolutely. And,
Please subscribe.
And shout out again to Podcast Detroit for hosting our podcast. Hey guys, stay safe out there. Play this video back. Great points was brought up today. We look forward to hearing from you guys, or you hearing from us next week. Please stay safe, be smart, and make sure you let somebody know you love them.
Absolutely.
All right, we out.
All
Peace.
right.